Okay, so if you had any idea how hot we came into this meeting, you would be very impressed. Today we're going to talk about Ford's kind of cautiously up GM's awkward moment and a McDonald's alien.
Really want to know who I is and who I be. They
Aliens,
not Grimace. An alien.
Yeah, not Grimace. Did anyone feel that like we're gonna get there? No, it's been a long week.
It's been a oh man,
like,
it's been
a like and Ford and okay, it's been a really long week and we're rolling in slow. So this week has been unbelievable. We were in Atlanta, Syracuse, and Buffalo all in 1 week. We did golf tournaments and webinars and podcasts and film shows and the whole night. We were all across the country with dealers. It was great.
It's I think the summary, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like 10 locations, 2 morning shows, a webinar, however many dealerships we've been to. We talked to a lot of people. A lot of stores, talked to a lot of people over the last 2 days. We got to spend a lot of time on lots with dealers, with managers, finance managers, technicians, parts department folks, oil change, techs. Like we had the whole gap, executives, of course, movie theaters. We had the whole stinking like gamut. Oh, we got a question coming in from Rob.
How do you like upstate? You know what? I love upstate New York in the summer. It's great.
You love it. Have you ever been here in the fall?
Not in the fall. I would like it in the fall. I would bet.
Fall's the
nice.
Honestly, September,
cool,
October is
colors.
Best.
Yeah.
October's the best. Summer's awesome too. Summer's awesome too. Hey, look, we were filming More Than Cars episode 3. Episode 2 is in edit right now. We got to see an opening cut. That's coming along soon. If you haven't seen episode 1, you should go to morethancars.tv. You can see it for free. And episode 2 and 3 coming in hot. Speaking of other things coming in hot, ASOTU is coming in real fast. We're like 60 days, less than 60 days out at this point. And let's talk about some speakers because we just released them last week. We haven't talked about them. I'm going to read them if you're, we have some on the screen right now, but we have a lot of public groups represented. We have Jamie Butters, the editor of Automotive News, Mike Stanton, the president of NADA. This is just the speaker list. Liza Borges, Melissa Cartagena, Brandis Drummer, who is an absolute epic boss, Ashley Cavazos, Mike Kavanaugh from Lithia, Colton Ray, the chief marketing officer of Walzer, Patrick Abad, who you know. And I think it's important that we talk about this. People can get confused and think ASOTUCon is just about hype and fun. You couldn't be more wrong. This is going to be like real high level conversation and also very, very practical education and learning.
Yeah. I mean, I like last year I came out of it with a ton of learning, and I think it's going to be even deeper this year because we're curating some incredible people, some people that we've never had in the ASOTU verse as far as like speakers on stages. And so I'm excited to hear those conversations. We got to get into it, Paul. We got to get into it.
I know. We're going all things next. All right, let's talk about some news. So Ford reported a $1.9 billion net income for the second quarter of 2023, making a nearly threefold increase from the same period in the previous year, increased their overall profit forecast, but also predicted an additional $1.5 billion loss of their EVs due to consumer concerns. This is a really interesting one. So so you have Ford Pro and Ford Blue, the ICE divisions, reporting both I think it's like 11% or 12%, 15% and a 9% profit margin. EVs, right? Not the case. So production targets on EVs have actually been delayed. They were initially saying they produced 600,000 EVs this year. They're now pushing that to the end of next year. And they're saying, you know what? We did want to make 2 million by the end of, when was it? 2026. But they said, actually, we don't know when we're going to hit that target. Saying the reason is basically there's a shift in EV consumer perception. Jim Farley says there are plenty of consumers, but there's an issue to the price they're willing to pay. And CFO John Lawler said, while the shift to EVs is unquestionably underway, the last few weeks have shown us that the adoption by the early majority customers will be a lot slower than the industry expected.
Wow. So so the early majority is the second curve when you look at adoption curves, and that early majority needs a price point. at this point. And so these $45,000, $50,000, $60,000 price points are a lot harder to swallow. They're nowhere close to that $500-$600 a month payment. It's a lot of convincing that has to be done with leasing over purchasing, and with the market compression and affordability at an all-time like heightened awareness. This is going to be an interesting 2 quarters to see how EVs kind of make it, and especially as discounts are looming across all these brands, we'll see how deep they're willing to go to create demand for adoption.
Could get a little awkward. Speaking of awkward,
Stop. Segue time.
So we reported earlier this week on GM's big earnings, and it could get a little awkward as stronger financial results may complicate ongoing negotiations with the United Auto Workers Union. Despite Q2 revenue of $44.7 billion, GM's discussions coming up with the union amidst their investments in electric vehicles could be big for a challenging second half. So the current 4-year contract with the UAW expires in September. The last time they negotiated, it cost the company $3.6 billion. And so like ongoing inflation, union challenges, GM's investment in battery factories that pay lower wages could be a sensitive issue. So even amidst the profits, GM needs to focus on keeping expenses low to see how it goes. It is an awkward conversation.
Well,
hey,
it's an awkward conversation. Yeah, we don't have any more money because they're trying, like, it's this weird balance because they're obviously profitable on the ICE business, but they're not profitable on the EV business. And that's what they know is the future. And so they're balancing these current labor negotiations with future projections for expenses and revenue. So I see the balance at a corporate standpoint, but man, when you're going into a Q3 negotiation and you just came off a record high and celebrate
2 great quarters
and Wall Street celebrating you and 2 great quarters of revenue, not a lot of legs to stand on right now.
No, and it just has a lot to do with trust. Like there has to be trust, and that's the whole balance. Like, can we have a balance of trust where yes, there's some money in the hopper, but do you trust that our vision for the next horizon, like for all of our benefit, like we have to come to a compromise. That's what it's about.
Speaking I don't have a vision for a new horizon.
Okay. I was wondering. This one's fun.
Oh man, McDonald's Corporation announced plans to launch a spin-off restaurant brand. Listen to this. It's called CosMc. In 2024, they're going to base it on the retro alien mascot CosMc from the 1980s and 1990s. So they're doing it like the kids are doing it. They're just bringing all the old stuff forward. The move follows a recent viral success with the Grimace themed meal, a tribute to another old company character, which resulted in billions of social media engagements. The CEO, Chris Kempczynski, described CosMc as a small format concept that maintains the McDonald's DNA, but has its unique personality. So in my estimation, it's like we're still going to serve halfway decent burgers and it's just going to look cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. So you consider McDonald's burgers halfway decent. I'm going to put that down for later. So next time we're talking about McDonald's, I'm like, Kyle, you said they were
benefit of the doubt.
You said they were halfway decent.
I would call them like halfway non-decent. If I really want to get technical, I couldn't do that on this show. So.
Yeah, right. There was a beautiful brand play. Beautiful brand play because the House of Representatives, the subcommittee on UFOs, actually had a hearing this week where it came out that the government possesses video footage. I saw it of unidentified flying objects. So really great brand timing and coordination. I love the reinvention of a brand to build a little momentum and make it relevant. We were talking about auto dealers launching quick service outlets that were, aside from and apart from the main campus or the main building, as a way to reinvent the brand a little and dive deeper into the consumer mindset, especially for Gen Z and newer drivers that love convenience and maybe want a little bit of brand sizzle that you just can't connect to like a franchise store. So I like this idea. I think it ties back to retail auto because, no matter how old your organization is or how many rules you have for your OEM and regulations you have to keep, you always have an opportunity to spin off and do something fun and interesting. Well, that is all we have for today. We are heading over to Clubhouse for the All Things Used Cars Room with David Long. We're going to talk about some practical stuff and how we can all adjust together. Have a great Friday. Have a great Saturday.
Get
Segue.